This is 25,000 for how many computer? 100. Your expenditure is 25,000. For how much you require? 20. It will work out 2,500. Totally 80 computer has been sold. One in the form of cash, one in the form of credit. Whatever the leftover taken by him at what rate? 12,500. Goods sent on consignment here by stock reserve. By closing stock, debit side stock reserve. One goods sent on consignment, stock reserve. Closing stock, stock reserve. Hello, my dear students. I am Dr. B.S. Subramania, called by name Dr. B.S.S., Professor in Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram First Aid College, a Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. In this session, I am going to hand Advanced Financial Accounting, second semester, Unit 4, Session 5, in favor of Accounting for Consignment Transaction. In the last session, I told you what is consignment. How many parties are there? In a consignment, there are two parties. One is the consignor, one is the consignee. Who are the two parties are? One is the consignor and is the consignee. Who is the consignor? Consignor is the owner, consignee is the agent. Whatever the agreement that takes place between the consignor and the consignee, we called as consignment. So who will send the goods? Consignor will send the goods. Consignee will sell the goods on behalf of the consignor at the risk of the consignor. So this is a major point. So profit goes to consignor, commission goes to consignee. There is one commission called Dill Credor commission. It is an extra commission payable by the consignor to consignee when the goods are sold on the credit basis. If there is any bad debt arises, that bad debt should bear by consignee, not by consignor. Generally, whatever the loss comes, the loss will be bear by consignor. But in this case, if there are Dill Credor commission is paid, if there is a bad debt loss, that loss should bear by consignee, not by consignor. This is the most important. We will move on to problem now. Arun Traders Mumbai consigned consignor 100 computers costing rupees 10,000 each to 5 computers would be, who is the consignee, so Arun Traders is the consignor, 5 computers Udupi is the consignee. The goods move on from Mumbai to Udupi, Karnataka at 10% above cost. What's the real cost? 10,000. 10% means 1,000. So invoice price become 11,000. Real value 10,000. It become 11,000. 1,000 more. Arun Traders incur 250 for packing and other charges of each company. So consignor met an expenditure of 250 for packing and other charges for each computer. How many computer? 100. 100 into 250. This is an expenses met by consignor. The consignee received the consignment by paying 750 for railway charges, 650 for insurance, and 100 for carriage. He submitted the account sale. 20 computers sold at rupees 12,500 each for cash. 50 computers sold on credit are 15,000 each. 10 computers taken for his own stock, 12,500 each. Consignee remitted the balance after his commission 10% on sales. Prepare in the books of Arun Trader consignment account by computers and goods sent on consignment. So this is a problem. Now, how many goods are consigned? 100. What is the cost of each computer? Cost of each computer add 10%, add 10%, 1,000 it becomes 11,000 invoice price. What is the cost price? 10,000. Above 10% is above 1,000. So it becomes 11,000 for each computer. So 10,000 is the cost price, 11,000 is the invoice price. So if we come back here, goods sent on computer, 10,000 into 10 is the cost price. How many computer? 100 into 11,000 is 1,10,000. So we'll move on to problem now. This is a cost price. There is a stock reserve. Or loading on goods sent on. We'll explain this once you go to this. So calculation value of the closing stock here, 20 computers, 50, 70, 10, 80 has been sold out of 100, 80 has been sold. How much is not sold is 20. Invoice price of 20 computer, 20 into, what's the cost price I told you? 11,000. So it will come 20 computer, 11,000. 11 twos are 22, 11,000. 11 twos are 22, 2,20,000. Add proportion non-recurring expenses. Non-recurring expenses, if you add all these things now, here comes now, totally non-recurring expenses, totally 25 packing and other charges. Packing, Arun Traders in 250 for packing, other charges, 250 into 100, 25,000. This is 25,000 for how many computer? 100. The expenditure is 25,000. For how much we require? 20. It will work out 2,500. Then consignee expenditure is 1,500. For how many computer? 100 computer. How much left over with the consignee? 20. It will come 300. If we add all this now, it will come 2,25,000 value of closing stock. So it is assumed that consignee incurred railway charges, insurance and carriage before the consignment reached his premises. Now, this all closing stock you got. Then goods sent on consignment. How many computers you have sent? See that 100 computers at rupees 11,000. 100 computers at rupees 11,000. 11 lakh rupees. These goods sent on at invoice price. Goods sent on consignment at invoice price. Real cost is 10,000. Invoice price is 11,000. On this 100 computer, 11 ones are 11, followed by 50. This is 11 lakh. The expenses of the consignor are 25,000. The expenses of the consignee, railway charges 750, insurance 650, carriage 100, totally 1,500. Now, he makes the sale. Cash sale 2,50,000. He makes cash sale 20 into 12,500. 20 into selling price 12,500. This is 2,50,000 on credit. 50 computer at 15,000 each. 50 computer at 15,000 each. 7,50,000 for self, which is leftover taken by the owner. 10 into 12,500 each. 10 into 12,500 each. So, consignee sold the goods in the form of cash. 20 computer at the rate of 12,500 each. On credit, 50 computer at rupees 15,000 each. Whatever the leftover taken by himself, at what rate? 12,500. How many computer? 10. Totally 80 computer has been sold. One in the form of cash, 1 in the form of credit, whatever the leftover taken by him, at what rate? 12,500. So totally 11,25,000 is a sale. Then goods sent on consignment, real cost 100 into 10,000 is 10 lakh, but it's showing how many lakh? 1 lakh. On how many goods? Unsold goods. Goods sent on consignment. How much more? 1 lakh more. Actually, you have to show 10 lakh. You are showing 11 lakh. How much you are showing more? 1 lakh. So that is 100 into 1,000. That is called 1 lakh. This is the stock reserve on goods sent on. Real cost is 10 lakh, but you are showing 11 lakh. How many showing more? 1 lakh. That's called the stock reserve. Consignment stock you have calculated. So here, stock reserve on closing stock. How many computer left over? 20 into 1,000. That is 20,000. This is the stock reserve. So sales, goods sent on consignment 1 lakh. 11 lakh, unsold goods 2 lakh 25,300. So what you have to do? The problem solving on invoice price. Problems on invoice price. Problems on invoice. This invoice price. How much showing more? Actually 10 lakh. You are showing 11 lakh. How much more? 1 lakh. That should be shown as a goods sent on consignment loading or stock reserve. How much more? 1 lakh. Here also it has been valued at the invoice price. Real cost, how much more? 20,000 show on the closing stock. So 1 on goods sent on, 1 on closing stock. How much more? 1,000 more. 20 into 1,000, 20,000. So this will be stock reserve on closing stock. This is goods sent on consignment. Then closing stock 2,25,300. Then whatever the difference comes, that's a profit 1,91,300. Here, while you're calculating the stock reserve, goods sent on consignment. How many computers is sent? 100. How much more? 1,000. It is 1 lakh. This is called stock reserve. Closing stock. How many computer left over? 20. How much more? 1,000. This is 20,000. It should be shown. On the opening balance 11,000, stock reserve as 1 lakh, closing stock 20,000 on the debit side. Problem on invoice price. In the problems on invoice price, you have to show that the excess amount goods sent on, here stock reserve, closing stock, how it will be? Goods sent on consignment, here by stock reserve, by closing stock, debit side, stock reserve. One goods sent on consignment, stock reserve, closing stock, stock reserve. Goods sent on 11,000, really 10 lakh, how much more? 1 lakh, closing stock. For that, you have got 20,000, balance is 1,91,300. Then come back to consignee account. When you make the sale, it is 11,25,000. So consignee retail 11,25,000. Out of that consignment account, his expenditure, his commission, whatever the difference comes, 10,11,000, that will be sent by consignee to consignor. So this balance left over with the consignee. He will send the check or draft for how much money? 10 lakh. Who sends? Consignee to consignor. Total amount of sale is 11,25,000. He deduct his expenditure, deduct his commission here. Same thing is there. 1,500. It's an expenditure. His commission, 10% on total sale, and whatever the leftover sent by consignee to consignor in the form of check or draft. Then last one, goods sent on consignment account. By consignment account, it is 11 lakh. How much more? 1 lakh. To consignment account, to trading. This is stock reserve, 1 lakh. Actually 10 lakh you have to show. You are showing how much? 11 lakh. How much showing more? 1 lakh. 2 consignment 1 lakh, and whatever the difference come 10 lakh, that will go to trading account. Hope you understand. So what is a consignment? 11 lakh. How much more? 1 lakh. The balance 10 lakh goes to trading account. Hope you understand. So this is a problem of invoice price. Whatsoever it means, more than the cost price, how it will come? So goods sent on consignment account is invoice price. Stock reserve will come on the credit side. Closing stock at the invoice price. Stock reserve will come on the debit side. Goods sent on consignment. Stock reserve on the credit side. Closing stock here, invoice price. Stock reserve will come this side. Hope you understand. So it's a problem of invoice price. So this is the 5th session which you are doing. So we'll have 2 or 3 more sessions on the invoice price. So hope consignment is an easy problem. It's only a good relation between whom? Consignor and the consignee. I've explained the different types of commission, also how to calculate the closing stock. We'll meet in the next session with another invoice problem. Till then, goodbye. Meet in the next session.